Oh dear. A thought occurs. Do I? Okay. I forgot to turn on the volume. Alright, so. Welcome to Warhammer 40K. Inquisitor MARTYR. Since I last played this, I've actually added 2 new characters. The Cardinal and the the Sister of Battle. The Hierophant and the Battle Sister. While I certainly wouldn't hate them, I don't own them. I think we're going to be a Psyker. And the reason for that is, thanks to a meme video, in which the man himself actually, commented on it. He actually shares... The Psyker Inquisitor shares his voice actor with Abelard from Rogue Trader. He's the same guy. And that's all the reason I really need. Your starting class... Okay. I can't be the only one hearing that. His stream broken, and now I'm gonna try that. You hear it? Yeah. Okay, but nothing that time. So, I'm starting to wonder if Twitch is updated and they change it so all chat messages now give you an audio cue. That's a really dumb idea. But I decided to just mute Twitch, the actual, page, and now it's not happening anymore. So that's nice. I think, yeah, your starting class really doesn't matter that much. Nope. It's not Twitch doing it. I'd like that to stop. I'm gonna pause the recording while we figure this out. Alright, recording is back. Fixed it. I don't know why Stream Elements decided to turn that on. Sure, why not a seasonal character? And for the name, you know what it'll be. Yes, there are now 2 canon Ungoths to the Warhammer 40K verse. Actually, it's entirely possible that both games are non-canon. Let's see, Empyrean Echoes. Judgment. The big galaxy, lots of people. I mean, yeah. Escalation. Malediction. The Inferno. Warp Surge. Void Brethren. This one, why not? Let's not skip the tutorial missions, because I gotta relearn some stuff. I haven't played this in a hot minute. It is the 41st millennium and there's no peace amongst the stars. The Imperium of Man is besieged from all sides by the Xenos races, and it's slowly rotting away from the inside, tainted by the Chaos Gods. Inquisitors are autonomous, powerful agents who wage a great and secret war for mankind. They fight in the shadows, and nothing is beyond their authority. They are the judges and the executioners.
Inquisitor's log.
Fuck me!
Classified report for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. It has an ancient encryption
Oh, God.
the orders. It's authentic. but extremely old.
I'll turn down voice
Intensity
volume.
of the Caligari
Sorry
war
that happened.
beyond anything I've experienced. There were many delays during the journey, but the coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave finally led me to this desolate system. The signal is coming from a battered fortress monastery. It got through the warp surges with considerable loss of data, and my astropath has been unable to decipher it. I will personally investigate the source of this mysterious signal.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking.
And this is your captain yelling!
The monastery, but I get no response.
They're all dead, for sure.
All looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition. And lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilot to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Inquisitor, the automatic defense system has been activated.
Not
The
good.
turrets are attacking you. Do you...
I remember the deafening roar of the turrets. My Imperial carrier was trailing a blaze of fire and smoke as it smashed into the hangar deck. I heard the screech of shredding metal, but the vast emptiness of the colossal hull swallowed the noise. Somehow, slowly, painfully, I crawled out of the smoldering wreckage. The air was stale and the mysterious fortress monastery loomed dark and empty. Do you think the average schmuck in 40K feels constantly miserable, or are they just kinda neutral towards the potentially distant violence? Well, the average schmuck is... let's assume among humans. The average human is a peasant who lives a very, very poor life with a very low standard of living, frankly. If you want to say, I don't know, the average person on Holy Terra specifically, then...
Captain, do you copy? Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Alright, see, outside the cutscene, it's like
Strange.
reasonable
Communication's
volume.
jammed. And I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal. I will record everything in my audio log in case I don't return.
Yeah, towards the violence itself, they're probably
Inquisitorial
pretty
log.
ambivalent.
New entry. While attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress monastery, my transport took heavy fire. I suspect that the automatic weapon systems were activated, but I don't yet know why. The transport has been destroyed, along with my equipment. My pilot is dead. I will pray for him later.
Let's see. The Abandoned Colossus. I must find out everything I can about this fortress monastery. Where does it come from? Is there someone in charge of this abandoned colossus? What happened to the thousands of people on the hundreds of subdecks? So many questions, but I trust the Emperor that I'll find the answers here, in the darkness. The cage. Stranded on the hangar deck of the fortress monastery. Teleport and my Vox signals are both jammed. The automatic weapon systems of the Martyr are active. I need to find the controls in order to disable the systems that are cutting off my connection to my ship and Captain Van Winter. Video sound. There we go. Just prevent that.
Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks, but having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Open the door.
Just for the door? He's like, even for that, this seems excessive. You had to kill a guy for this.
an ancient cogitator. Let's see if the tech prayers still hold. It might have information about this place.
Current status in the possession of the Holy Orders of the Emperor's Inquisition. Verifying current status. Inadequate data collated. Last maintenance logged in the 36th millennium. This thing's 5,000 years lost. It actually looks like the tail end of the 36, so closer to 4,000. Geller shield compromised. Current rate of impairment 47% estimation. Person maintenance required in the following zones. Cataloging failed. Invocation of blessed recalibration required in the following zones. Cataloging failed. Corrupted data. Diagnostics interrupted. Initiating Psalm 178756. And then binary that I'm sure could be translated by someone.
Just as I suspected. It's a pile of rust. Well, at least I found some interesting diagnostics. I should check all the cogitators on the ship for other details.
Camera controls. Of course. Journal, personal journal, of course. New clue. I found a functioning cogitator on the hangar deck. Data is corrupted, but I was able to glean some information. This abandoned ship is the Fortress Monastery MARTYR, an ancient vessel that once fell under inquisitorial jurisdiction. Maintenance logs indicate the Fortress Monastery has been abandoned for a millennium.
New log entry. Bodies everywhere. The putrid stench of death. Horrible wounds still ooze blood. What unholy beast stalks these halls, I wonder?
There's still blood. They had to die relatively recently. At least relative to how this shit works.
What have we got here? A weapon? Well, the Emperor does protect his loyal subjects.
These controls are not amazing, by the way. But on...
A manifestation of chaos. Let's cleanse your taint.
The different versions aren't that better between them, frankly. Air right trigger attack with your main weapon skills. Wire beat activate your other weapon skills. One-handed weapons grant 2 weapon skills each. Two-handed weapons provide 4. Attack with a weapon skill. Select enemy.
I feel the contagion of chaos seeping into the walls. I taste the despair in the air. This illness must be purged before it's too late.
Yeah, with all that green, pretty sure these are Nurgle's demons. You feel terrible? What's wrong? Did Nurgle get you first? Switch by pressing that. Allergies. Love Butterfingers thinking anybody thinking that Butterfingers is a game snack. Hey, Vintage. Ah, yeah, spring allergies. I don't really got them myself, but I can relate at least.
Tainted by the filth of chaos. There is also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator.
Let's see. Incident log. The Martyr opened fire on an approaching rogue trader vessel, causing considerable damage and loss of life on the targeted ship. Teleportarium signals are regularly jammed, blocking entry and exit to and from Monastery. Confessions of related personnel during the Meditate's hearings. Searching pic recording, records not found. Conclusion. After thorough investigation and questioning, I can safely claim that no personnel were involved in the incident. The defense turrets opened fire without any human involvement. The signal blocking any teleportation attempts is generated automatically. Probable cause, system malfunction. Logged to priority level requests of maintenance fraternity, waiting confirmation. Emergency cogitators installed on the hangar deck and a main cogitator in the control room. Security personnel can manually override both the turret systems and the teleportarium signals in case of any further incidents. Medicaid reports of personnel voluntarily participating in the confessions. Data corrupted.
I've found new information. There's an emergency cogitator nearby where I could turn off the jamming signals.
Your nose bled last summer. You think that had more to do with dehydration? Feels like temperature being 126 degrees. Yeah, that might happen. My brother gets those. Especially when it's very dry. I've learned that in the past, the weapon systems of the Martyr used to fire automatically on vessels that attempted to land on the Fortress Monastery. And the tech priests thought that it might have been the result of some incident in the warp. Same applies to the teleport and the Vox jammers. There are cogitators on the hangar deck and in the main control room, where security personnel could manually override the order. Outside of drought, yep.
Open the door.
It is in the walls now. Everywhere. Taint. In the machines.
By the Emperor. What foul abomination is this? A mindless servitor sputtering gibberish. I smell corruption. Exciting. Mind the door, please.
I smell corruption. Exciting. When AI finally takes over, AI is completely banned in the Imperium. He's thinking it might be AI, but AI is tech heresy.
Foul heretics, let my powers cleanse you from your sins. For chaos.
Yay, Abelard. Yep. The way I discovered it was, someone made a meme video of, like, Abelard in Rogue Trader, and the voice actor himself commented on the video, "Hey, I also voice the Psyker Inquisitor in, Martyr. Could you, like, do a meme about that? Like, of the two of them?" It's like, okay, not only is he apparently cool enough to watch memes about his character, he suggests them.
Hangar. It's a vessel used by the Space Marines. What are they doing here?
Oh, yeah. The Adeptus Astartes are here, or at least one of them.
Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jammer.
I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer.
Son of a
but
bitch.
the Vox should be fine now. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Inquisitor, finally. I thought we'd lost you.
Or Mace Mora and Nick Valentine could never.
I suppose.
Oh, man.
I'm on your side. I'm not saying I don't want my ship back, but who would clear my name if you died in battle?
Your loyalty is quite admirable, Captain.
Yeah, I got the implication. He'd never. You think he's a meme-loving weirdo? One with all the robots that tracks, yeah. Unlocked item types. Plasma pistol. In the actual tabletop and in lore, I can't think of a reason that an Inquisitor would try to use a plasma weapon. That's just a risk you don't want to take. Because when firing a plasma weapon, there's a chance it'll just explode. Let's just get our pistol up more. I plan on using gun and either force sword or a staff, we'll see. Or maybe I'll go double guns and just one psyker ability. I just know guns need to be involved. And bolters are cool. Yeah, I'll just take this 75 caliber pistol.
A Vox signal not far from your location. It is transmitting on an Imperial channel. It could be important.
I'm on my way there.
Warp Heat. All character classes in the game have special resource that's used to activate unique abilities. Psychers have Warp Heat, which accumulates as they unleash their psychic powers. The higher the character's Warp Heat, the higher the risk of creating malevolent warp anomalies that can even kill your character. Warp Heat can be reduced by using force weapon skills.
By the Emperor.
Ugh, yeah, that's some Nurgle rot,
What
alright.
have you found down there, Inquisitor?
A vile display of cruelty and madness. A sacrifice to the dark gods and their acolytes prowling these decks.
In other words, there's something on that ship that requires human sacrifice. Wonderful.
For chaos. Done. Fight fire with fire.
Ooh. Yeah, I might have let my heat go up a little.
Loading.
Ah. What do we have here? Engine Seer Theta, 17B Lucan, Operator Confessor, Engineer Hierophant, Confidential Emergency Invocation. Machine Spirit of the Martyr shows every sign of intellectual instability. Ultra high and growing threat. Attachment of data serfs in the Blessed Core, initiating data module scrubbing and anointing central processing modules. Personal note. The Machine Spirit is slowly becoming insane, and it's started to override the defense systems, destroying some possibly harmless void craft trying to land on the deck. We must act before it sheds more blood. I don't need to remind you the fateful consequences if such information becomes open knowledge. All must remain confidential. Submit this invocation in the name of the Omnissiah to the wisdom of my trusted Hierophant.
A proper welcome committee at last. That grenade could be useful now.
Grenade? Leaders significantly increase the enemy's fighting strength. Eliminate them quickly they can.
I slay in thy name.
Get me some equipment out of that. Main implant. Comparing, less max HP, but more force. I guess force is okay. Heat resist. HP on hit. Yeah, HP on hit's probably good. Another cogitator. Martyr. I hope you're reading this. That's the safest way for us to communicate. If they find out what we're planning, they'll execute us. Hide your messages in the maintenance sermons and make them look like simple devotional notes. Need to plan our next step. There are huge problems on the research decks. The Red Sanctum has been quarantined. Corruptive code influx. Analysis inconclusive. I've received your message. By the Emperor, this is bad. Same here down here. Same here down here? Nobody knows where the Martyr is headed, and with Uther holed up in the Sanctum and his seconds in charge plotting against him, I have no idea where to turn. Activated Purification Protocol. Uther will be our death. Think about it. He promised us immortality and glory for the Imperium, and now we have what? Those things in the Dark Zone. We must get out of here immediately. Shall we join the others? Suspicious devotional code lines discovered. Sensor modules inactive. Logs not archived, disabled. Ones and zeros. Signs indicate the presence of a primitive heretical culture living in the abandoned halls of the former monastery, and also heavy influence of the worshippers of a demonic entity. If I'm not mistaken, the whole area is inflicted by the taint of Nurgle. Found something strange buried deep under layers of corrupted data and a discarded cogitator. Seems to be a secret correspondence between some prominent members of the cult that used to control the Martyr. The exchange was hidden away in analytical sermons and useless tech litanies, probably to avoid discovery by certain Uther Tiberius, the leader of the cult. Correspondence from a time when the Martyr was still intact and wandering the sector with a set purpose. Messages betray a sense of impending catastrophe as some experiments have gone wrong.
I have found a corpse of an Imperial soldier.
Or
I'll
bastard.
take his data slate. It could contain a recording that could shed some light on what happened here.
Oh. That's a goddamned hell brute. Examining the remains of some other dead Imperial soldiers, found a broken database. Could only recover a badly damaged pick record of an ambush. These men were attacked by a powerful creature of chaos. The recorded audio implies that they had a Lord Inquisitor on board as well. Yeah, this abandoned wreck was transmitting an astropathic distress signal that followed ancient inquisitorial protocols. The Fortress Monastery didn't answer our hails, and we did not detect any signs of life on the decks from our ship. You blowed your nose so much today you're starting to see blood? Oh, that sucks, man. Found fresh corpses, clearly members of a recent Imperial expedition. Who are these men? What are they doing here? Ugh. Make sure you stay hydrated. I don't need to dodge it. I just shot you instead. Space Marine.
I found the body of a fallen Adeptus Astartes.
What? Did you just say that there was a dead Space Marine down there?
He must have been a member of that unlucky Imperial reconnaissance team I found.
Allow me to clarify that. You only found pieces of them, so it'll be just you against something that tore apart one of the mightiest champions of the Imperium.
Don't jump to any conclusions just yet, Captain. It could easily be more than one creature.
Oh, my mistake. Bringing him pissing all day and yesterday and the day before. Yeah.
Death is a journey.
You know what? Better to be drinking and pissing than dead. New clue. Found the corpse of a fallen Adeptus Astartes, who's clearly a member of the mysterious Imperial expedition. Space Marine was torn into pieces, so it was difficult to tell which chapter he belonged to. Must also mention one of the oddities of the situation, was unable to identify the heraldry on his power armor. The only explanation is that this warrior of the Emperor must have belonged to a chapter I've never heard of.
Who are you to stand against me? You think a horde can withstand my powers?
Yeah, horde enemies is just when there's a bunch of them. Everyone keeps telling you to go see a doctor. How stupid. Do the fools not value money?
I will rip your mind into shreds.
I getcha. I don't know if this is a doctor-worthy thing. You might need some antihistamines. You meant about the spitting up blood? Yeah, but that's just frequency rather than anything. Let me see. Oh dear. Demons.
Team Sigma, this is Chaos Thorn speaking. Team Sigma, come in.
I'm afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Mind your manners. I'm an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate...
An Inquisitor? About bloody time. I thought your lot had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone. Listen, we're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death. Thorn out.
New log entry. I established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship, but he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
I mean, he heard you say you were an Inquisitor, but that didn't seem to matter to him that much. Didn't level up this time. Forbidden Cult.
It's Thorn again. Another wave of filth is on its way to face me in a glorious carnage. I want your help as soon as possible.
Careful, Thorn. That was dangerously close to insolence, and you are definitely confusing me with someone else.
You are an Inquisitor, which is enough for me right now. The whole deck is swarming with the local mongrel tribes, and they've sent their champions to rally the troops.
So you're heading to the control room to disable the
Need to remember to not move
That's
too
the
much
plan,
when dialogue
yes.
starts.
And who is this Caius Thorn exactly?
Quite a character. Otherwise, I have no idea. He seems to think that I'm a member of his mysterious expedition.
If there is an expedition, they might be trapped in that monastery just like you.
Why do you think so?
I made a scan. That giant wreckage looks completely dead from here. No sign of any other voidcraft in the vicinity.
Yeah, that'd probably do it.
Kill the heretic. Reloading.
There's a level.
I've eliminated the first tribal champion. I wonder if these mongrel tribes are the descendants of the original inhabitants. I guess I'll know more soon.
I just got armor. Workbound armor. It's better than what I have on. Heat resist, trade for dodge chance and suppression damage reduction. Yes, probably better. suck it.
Thorn here. How are you faring, Inquisitor?
Considering that I'm alone, I'd say I'm making adequate progress.
Alone? Where's the rest of your detachment?
Under some smoldering wreckage.
Well, that's unlucky. But
That's
all the more demons
not
for us to
fucking
kill.
good.
Let us rejoice in the furious challenge. Thorn out.
Like, where's everyone you brought with you? Dead. Not fucking good, but out of options at the moment, so sure. Bonus loot quality, want that. Not high enough level to put this on. Extra experience gain. This is a full-on force staff rather than a rod, so... no. Hang on, yeah, it's just better. Staff. Yeah, that's locked.
Curse you, Inquisitor.
Plague Ogrins. Ugh.
The filth of chaos has retreated from my door. Regrouping, I'd say. I take it you killed the tribal champions.
Yes, I purged the place.
How ambitious! I like that. But believe me, there is still much work to be done. You'll find a desecrated shrine next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Psychic Focus. Which... oh. Lets you get a skill instead of your grenade. Okay. Which I might go for, depending on what skills I want to have on. Alright, I was supposed to wait to go in here. Oopsie poopsie.
Thorn, I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free.
Be sure standard practice for captured allies is to shoot them in the head. You know, make it fast, but they might have been corrupted. Psychic power levitation. 25% movement speed and the ability to bypass traps and mines undetected. Using any other skill automatically turns levitation off. Pyrokinetic staff. A force point. Psychic power endurance. Gain max HP and max HP regen. And a passive point. I don't know what any of those do. Let's just get more gun power. Damage bonus for poison effect, don't need that. Feral tribes. How feral are they? What are you asking me for? They sound like a you problem.
This is just the calm before the storm. Take advantage of the respite before the wretches return. At least I can send you some reinforcements. The hostiles are keeping some of my scouts caged up in the desecrated sanctum. Free the guardsmen and bring them to the control room.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
Ready to fight.
Allied units. Occasionally, you'll be accompanied by allied soldiers. They'll automatically follow you and fight. Some missions, particularly defense missions, you have limited command over the allied soldiers by sending them to highlighted positions. Stay in your position, hold A to send them there. Of course.
That was most remarkable. New log entry. This
the log
gives me
entry.
Shivers. The iconography is clearly imperial in origin, and it points to an ancient sect. But the details of these statues look strange to...
Strange how? Ah, we got our flashlight, boys.
Perish.
And trust me, those are t-shirts they're wearing. They'll be dead in the hour without me. And with me within 15 hours?
Charge! I said charge! That's your command.
Hang on. Focus aim. Oh, that's one of the skills I got. Alright, fair enough. It shows up on my thing sometimes. Personal log by Archivist Anselm de Viro. First analysis. Need to modify my early estimate of the age of this magnificent ship. The Praetorian symbolism and the content of the prayer book, in referenced material, indicates ancient heritage, sometime between the 35th and 36th millennium. Already figured that out by a cogitator. The essential connection to the age of apostasy indicates fascinating prospects. Must admit that some of our discoveries are unique, almost radical in nature. Especially the pieces directly connected to Uther Tiberius and his sect. The adornments and other elements are clearly Imperial in origin on the ship, but the details, like the winged statues, all suggest a cult that used to be Imperial, but which has been lost or subsequently purged from the archives. Personal notes. The techno-archaeologist was baffled by the first radium carbon results. This may be a rather bold statement since he lacks facial features, emotions, and soul, but he looked almost shocked. Damn his inconclusive results. He tried to argue about the age of the Emperor Forsaken Derelict, but I'm certain about my analysis. And a bit troubled. The mural about the Scarlet Apotheosis and the Imperium beyond was unsettling to say the least. The Angel of Death growing more grim with each passing hour. May the Emperor have mercy upon our souls. New clue. Or are we gonna say heresy? More like Hershey's. Alright. Found the corpse of a dead archivist. He must have belonged to an Imperial expedition keen to explore the remains of the martyr. According to the data slate I recovered, he was studying the Fortress Monastery and recording material about the mysterious Imperial cult. The notes convey his confusion. He dates the ship as from before the age of apostasy, while the adornments, statues, decorations, and other elements on the ship are clearly Imperial in origin, and the details, as the winged statues, all suggest a cult that used to be Imperial, but which has been lost or subsequently purged from the archives. Maybe the ship is older than its adornments.
Charge, I said! Charge!
That'd be a hell of a thing.
Loading!
And what do we have here? Ah yeah, some more guardsmen.
We don't have much time, Inquisitor. Hurry up and take as many guardsmen with you as you can.
At your command! Maggots, die!
I joke, but you throw enough laser rifles at anything, it'll die. Like, there is a breaking point where there's just so much shit firing at it, it can't move anymore. Okay, weird. Let's see. Move speed, suppression damage reduction. It's got more of that on it. Aetherwalker armor. I thought it said Sleepwalker. Damage reduction when suppression is protected, physical resist. And no thanks. Main implant, more max HP. Trade force for damage reduction. Hey, Super Kitty. How's it going, cat? I'm playing Warhammer game because I'm in a Warhammer mood.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor. How can we serve you, Inquisitor?
Get your weapons and prepare to kill whatever I point at. Unsettling. Hoping to see a friend today? Well, I'm here.
Ready to fight.
I should probably actually go do this first. You know, get those guardsmen. Ooh, sweet.
Don't linger, guardsmen.
We've got some equipment. More Aetherwalker. Another bolt pistol. This one is just a straight upgrade to the one I have on, of course. I also have this Force Sword. And I can dual wield bolt pistols if I so desire. Let's see how the sword feels. I mean, how does slashing with it feel? Nothing really happened. Use skills. Force Strike. So I enhanced melee strike. Didn't actually swipe with it when I did. That's odd. Oh, you can't dual wield. My mistake. Or a Force Sword, I suppose.
Thank you, Inquisitor. Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
I feel like he should still be able
The
to
Abhumans are banging
dual
their
wield
war
pistol.
drums, calling up the filth of chaos from the caverns of the ship. If you want to know what a real battle looks like, I suggest you join me as soon as you can.
I'm having headaches today. A lot of people have been having some medical issues lately because of the weather. Though I get the feeling yours isn't because of that. On my way to the control room, the hangar deck, and met Caius Thorne, a Stormwatcher Space Marine. Haven't done that yet. Preparations for the imminent siege of the control room prevented us from discussing... It added this before I went and met him. Me dual wielded to exit. Yeah, it says. It says I can dual wield it, but how do I actually do that? Can I not do it on this screen? Your mom had pain in her foot and you got pain in your head. You get headaches, they're pretty bad headaches, I imagine. I get headaches also. No, mine have been mostly controlled recently.
Die, maggots, die!
Oh, thank you for following, Future Kill. Yeah, nurglings. Welcome in, I am fish. That's a boatload of money.
At your command.
Do. Yeah.
Inquisitor, our Argos are starting to pick up huge waves of hostiles approaching your position. Can you hold them off on your own?
You are addressing a servant of the Imperium who must be watchful all the time, lest
Is this an
corruption
MMO?
consumes
No, it's
his
more of
soul.
a...
I'm quite...
It's more of a
Resilient.
Diablo-style game, I'd
So
call
what
it.
is your plan?
Yes, yes, the power we draw upon takes so many shapes and forms. A touch of righteous violence, maybe. Or perhaps something more refined. I think...
ARPG? Yeah, an ARPG.
I'll have the transport ship ready, just in case.
It's got kind of that Diablo style to it, where, you know, you've got that outside perspective, and you loot things to get more stats and stuff. Yay! Level reach. Unlock perk. Utility harness. Belt abilities. Gain +2 charges. Supply crates give 1 charge. 100% damage bonus for grenades and mines. Unlock psychic power. Bio lightning. Yeah, this inoculator's just gotta be better. I'm missing something, because there's a way to dual-wield pistols. I know there is. Okay, it's a thing. Not with the Psyker. They really should specify it here, then. This is a really dumb thing to do. They should say, if you're a Crusader, you can do that. Because no one else can. Why would they put it here? Alright, Fish, if someone says they're always free to talk, but almost never do, are they not much of a good friend? I don't know that that means they're not a good friend. It just means they're not as correct. They're just maybe not, you know, as accurate as they could be. It's hard to pick out without knowing more. Movement speed for kill for 5 seconds. Meh. Where do I go to? Usually means they might not be a good friend, because you had that happen to me and got blocked, so yeah. I can't speak. They say they're always open, but then they never seem free to talk. I mean, that seems like something you talk to them about. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say it automatically means they're a bad friend. I'd say... yeah, I'd say maybe they're paying you lip service they don't mean, or maybe they were just wrong when they said that. Depends, it really does. It's not something I can generalize. Now, where's the thing to change my psyker abilities? You're not talking about the lady friend? I didn't assume you were. Or that I know you can change your psyker ability. Can I not do it yet because it's still the tutorial? And they might do that.
Your command.
You get 8 of them in the previous mission, but no matter how many you leave alive, you start with 4 here. Even if you... technically you could have only 2 alive by the end.
Welcome to the Martyr, Inquisitor. Not exactly the army I imagined, but reinforcements at last.
So you do realize now that I don't belong to your expedition?
I do, and I regret the confusion. We were not expecting any guests on this Emperor-forsaken wreck. And first I thought that you must belong to Klosterheim's retinue. That fool brought a whole army of busybodies and interrogators with him.
You must tell me everything about this man, his expedition, and the Martyr. But first, I'll disable the teleport jammer.
The cogitator that overrides the jammer is 2 hallways away, and the whole control deck is swarming with feral tribes. Why do you think I'm stuck in this hole? They're keeping us pinned down in here.
Time to turn the tide together, Sergeant.
Time to turn the tide
Inquisitor,
together.
We have a problem.
Now is not a good time.
Ready to fight.
Yes, put those there.
Now you'll pay, stop! Reloading!
Check this real quick.
Let's take a look at this cogitator.
Just take a look real quick while you guys are doing that. Lucan, Operator Confessor, Data of Assessment corrupted, insert song. After the rites of diagnostics and reciting the necessary hymns to placate its mood, I prayed to the machine spirit and humbly asked it to confide in me about the causes of the recurring system failures. Corrupted data, why the automatic defense systems of the Martyr destroyed that rogue trader cruiser, and why the Martyr initiated conflicts with a non-hostile vessel of an explorator fleet, thus corrupted. The machine spirit of the Martyr denies cooperation, citing the Sacred Order 947. 947.A, as issued by our spiritual leader, the late Uther Tiberius. No executable directive exists under this name. Machine Spirit claims the Martyr must follow a determined route to a classified location, and the protection of the Martyr is top priority. It asserts its rights to override the Martyr automated weapon systems and the teleportarium in times of need. Possible warp infestation of the Machine Spirit, invoking the conclave of the imminent system purge. Content missing.
Well, these records are disturbing. This Martyr has a mind of its own.
Well then, that was a pleasant warm-up, wasn't it?
It was
But
just a bunch of
Inquisitor,
nurglings.
I'm sure they will drag their filthy god here to help them out.
They're what now?
They're what?
We interrogated some of these tribesmen. They are all descendants of the original crew. Anyway, during centuries of drifting through the void, one of their generations forgot about our holy emperor and found new things to worship.
And what would this god be?
Madness incarnated, they call it. It could be anything, if you ask me, but nothing good.
I mean, we did see footage of a hell brute. I'm willing to bet that's at least
Inquisitor,
related.
Listen to me. The monastery is...
I'm in the middle of something. Later.
You?
Charge! I said charge!
Ah.
Onwards! Don't linger, guardsman!
Yeah, don't do what I'm doing and use lots of stuff at once.
I wish my brothers were here to hear this canticle of death.
Talking about brothers, which chapter do you belong to? I'm not familiar with this iconography.
I am Sergeant Caius Thorm of the Stormwatcher Space Marines.
Explain. I don't know that chapter.
I would be truly disappointed if you did. Our existence is secret. Our numbers are few.
I don't think the Stormwatchers appear in too much stuff. This might be the only thing they appear in at all, in fact.
We are the sanctioned blades of the Calgary Conclave.
Doing what, exactly?
Dying gloriously during classified inquisitorial missions. Could we talk about this later?
Now it's not really the time.
Inquisitor, the monastery shows signs of...
Not now.
Little fucking busy. Sounds like a cover for being an infidel. I don't know. I don't think they'd be fighting this many nurglings, and I don't know of many, Infidelious chapters that aren't Chaos Marines. In fact, I can't think of one at all. Besides, this is the kind of thing we should really check first, before we start executing. Chaos fights chaos all the time? Alright, let me rephrase. It's very, very rare that Chaos Marines are subtle. I think the Alpha Legion's probably the only one, and they might not be Chaos Marines at all. Stupid fucking Alpha Legion.
You are truly doing the Emperor's work, Inquisitor. Keep it up. We've crushed their main forces. Let's move out and disable that jammer.
Before their... what? Their god arrives?
Yeah, that would be ideal, yes.
It is already close.
Hey, let's do it, Alpha Legion. Oh, we good guys,
After
bad
we
guys.
disable the jammer, we must find Lord Klosterheim.
Oh, yes. That two-faced hypocrite. I have already lost a battle brother because of him, and then he left me down here to die. But now, move!
At your command.
How the hell were they getting in here? Why is this tiny warp storm still following me, by the way? Yeah, just having a goddamn space marine with you makes things fairly easy. This is not on the list of things made easy by having a space marine with you, I take it back. That's a hell brute.
Oh, traitorous scum! Mockery to your honor! Perish, you filth!
Oh, they got his ass.
Inquisitor, what's happening down there? Are you all right?
I'm great. I've just killed a hellbrute, a twisted mockery of a space marine. Praise the Emperor.
Yeah, hit all
I
the
also
flesh
have an
growing
Imperial space
outside
marine
of
with
it.
grievous wounds,
Gross.
and I want to
Ugh.
bring him aboard our ship.
Inquisitor, listen to me.
Ooh,
The
he's
monastery
missing a
has
leg.
turned on the warp drives, and it's ready to leave the star system. Disable the jammer now.
In fact, you can see the other half of the leg under the hellbrute.
I've disabled the teleport jammer. At least I hope so.
I fucking think.
Inquisitor, you must teleport back before the ship leaves. We don't know where it's headed, and worse, the Jella shields are probably compromised. Warp travel would kill you. Hurry up, you don't want to get stranded over there.
Really? I hadn't considered that. Alright, teleport me. Skull teleportation. You have a wretched 40K art piece to post in an SFW. Well, don't let me stop you, Bathwater.
Inquisitor, are you alright?
Ah, thank God, turning down video volume worked.
I'm back on your ship, leaving the teleportarium as we speak. I need medical assistance down here for the Space Marine. What's happening to the Martyr?
It's preparing to enter the warp. I thought it was a derelict.
It is a derelict, Captain, which seems to attract the attention of both our allies and enemies. The Martyr is a mystery, but it's very much alive.
And your mystery ship is gone. What happens now?
I will notify the Caligari Conclave. Then we will wait and see.
Yeah, I should kind of set the tone for how this game decides to scale up your Inquisitor. You kill a hell brute during the tutorial. Does art only go in NSFW art? That's for art you make yourself. I guess I could specify that better. Yeah, art chat is for your own art. If it's just NSFW in general, go for it.
Inquisitor, my astropath has sent your audio log to the Caligari Conclave, as you requested.
Let me guess. Another local warp surge manifestation swallowed the message whole.
No, actually. We have received an official follow-up on your report.
Well, that must be a mistake. It's the Imperial bureaucracy. I wasn't expecting to hear from them for a few standard years.
I have no idea what we found out there, but it must be really important.
Like,
See
what,
for yourself.
what do you mean they replied?
Inquisitor, we are raising your clearance level. You are henceforth authorized to listen to confidential information without facing immediate excommunication. Your discovery has greatly intrigued the Conclave. You have found a ghost of the past, Inquisitor. The Martyr had strong ties to the Inquisition, and as such, it is very important to us. We all thought that the Fortress Monastery had been destroyed, with the exception of Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim. He dedicated his life to finding the Martyr, only to disappear without a trace. And now, you have proof of both the existence of the Martyr and the whereabouts of Lord Klosterheim. We want answers. Continue this investigation. Evaluate the data. Gather new clues and find the Martyr. Hopefully with Lord Klosterheim on board so he can explain his disappearance. We must remind you that this investigation requires absolute secrecy, and it will be your task, and your task alone.
Our task is to find a ghost ship in the vast expanses of the Imperium.
How hard could it be?
The Space Marine I rescued was part of the expedition that found the Martyr somehow. If I can interrogate him, I'm sure he can help us.
That man is in stasis at the moment. He was torn into pieces. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a warrior of the Adeptus Astartes is not a simple mortal we can treat.
Indeed. We need a tech priest with unique skills and knowledge of the genetic material of the Adeptus Astartes. We need a Magos biologist specialist, which could be difficult. Indeed.
I come from a long line of rogue traders, Inquisitor. I know the secrets of this sector, and I can tell you where to find the tech priest you need. The Merciful Agony is a hospital fortress in the Chernobog system. It's also a secret research station of the Adeptus Mechanicus. You'll find a Magos Biologus there.
Sounds like the thing. Locked item type digital weapons. Psychic power warp speed. Is Abelard and a rogue trader descendant? The thing is, I think this actually takes place before Rogue Trader does. Because Rogue Trader occurs right after the fall of Cadia, because the warp storm thing they mentioned right at the beginning. And I'm pretty sure this is before that. Biomantic Sword. Skill tree Scholastica Psychona Malediction. Sanctioned psychic powers that. Psychic power precognition. Character level energy shield on use. Default energy shield cap is your max HP doubled. Investigation complete. Abandoned Colossus. Investigation complete. You want to see something cursed open up in SFW? I already did. I'm apprised of what you put in my chat. Poison effects. Who cares about poison effects? Range bonus. Bonus for salvo skills. You so sorry? Don't be. That's what the chat's for. Right, I'm not sorry. You better not be. Yeah, hit and run. I do rapid fire stuff. Let me see. I know I have psychic powers. There's supposed to be a way to alter them. Yeah, this is Van Winter. So, hey, I gotta go to this to alter them, that's what it is. Do-do-do. Physical damage bonus, projectile spread reduced. Last 90 seconds, that's pretty good. Reduce enemy armor for your skills. Cannot reduce it below 0. Yeah, divination seems pretty nice for me. How I want to do it. is our astropath. Sell the commons. Just sell everything, actually. You got las pistol, plasma, bolt, auto, force rods, force swords. St. Abelard relay station. How fun. We've already found him.
This is Meta-Surgeon Agrippa 723 Theta speaking. How can I assist you, Inquisitor?
I have a space marine on my ship with grievous injuries. I need a Magos Biologus immediately.
Your request cannot be granted. I suggest that you seek medical assistance elsewhere.
I'm on a special assignment from the Caligari Conclave. I must insist, Gentor. Don't make me ask twice.
Allow me to clarify. The Magos Biologus with the required skill set is unavailable. Current status,
Yeah, start with that,
assigned to
dumbass.
priority level research for atonement and gathering of sacred data.
Where can I find this Magos Biologus?
Our brethren have been studying an epidemic on the St. Abelard relay station.
Sure enough.
We lost contact with the station recently.
Thank you for your cooperation. Saving Caius Thorn. The martyr has vanished into the warp with Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim, probably other members of his large retinue, on the deck, and the Caligari Conclave has authorized me to pursue the investigation into the mystery of the ancient fortress monastery further, as in the past it had very strong ties to the Inquisition. Strictly confidential investigation must remain my task alone for the time being. Need to find a way to trace the martyr, and my only clue is Caius Thorn, the space marine from Klosterheim's expedition. Thorn is, however, seriously injured and currently in a stasis chamber. His recovery would be the first step in this investigation. In order to help him, need a Magos Biologus tech priest with unique skills and knowledge of the genetic material of the Adeptus Astartes. My rogue trader captain recommended that I pay a visit to the research station of the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Merciful Agony, and the Chernobog system. I'll find a Magos Biologus there. I was contacted by Lord Inquisitor Grigory Maldor. I've learned that the Caligari Conclave had always wanted to find the martyr. They assumed the monastery had been destroyed a long time ago. Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim thought otherwise, however. Dedicated his life to finding the martyr, but he disappeared without a trace. Now I have proof of both the existence of the martyr and the whereabouts of Lord Klosterheim. I visited the Merciful Agony Void Station and made contact with the janitor in charge. They do indeed employ a Magos Biologus with required skill set. Her name is Metrodora Thelema. She's been assigned priority-level research to study an epidemic on the St. Abelard relay station. They've lost contact with the station recently, so I must go there and investigate personally. Here we go. Mission briefings tell you all the relevant information about the mission. Sure enough. I've arrived at the St. Abelard Astropathic Relay Station to find Metrodora Thelema, a skilled Magos Biologus conducting important research into a recent outbreak of a mysterious epidemic. The Void Station is, however, in lockdown, and all communication channels are cut off. We're detecting a strong chaos presence. I'm entering the station to find out the fate of Magos Biologus. Normal difficulty, because I don't need it easy. But I'm glad the option exists. Skull teleportation.
Inquisitor, The epidemic that spread through the relay station was just the prelude to a full-scale chaos infestation. The Void Station is in total lockdown until the decontamination teams and the Imperial Guard troops arrive, and that could take time.
Why wait? Maybe corruption has spread too far. Maybe the only solution is to expurgate this place with scorching energies. Shall I?
Do you really believe that the Magos Biologus you seek is there, alive?
There are still people on the station. Metrodora Thelema is a sacred priest of the Omnissiah. I believe she can take care of herself. There are still people on the station.
Do. Just gotta blow them up. No traps. Ain't blowing me up. Tried to ask her to make you feel better, she can't. She has allergies too. Oh dear. And most of the chaos you fight in this game is Nurgle, because it is very visually striking. And so they can reuse the assets frequently. I don't think you really run into Slanesh or Khorne, and Tzeentch is... I don't know if Tzeentch has, like, a lot of visual indicators most of the time.
Asking, why are you so sure this Caius Thorn could help your investigation?
He is a space marine, a legendary defender of the Imperium. It makes him the most important member of Klosterheim's retinue. Even if their relationship was as strained as it seems, he must have been very close to the Lord Inquisitor, and he could have knowledge of important details.
Everyone, we should stop asking questions. Bathwater, you're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you?
Inquisitor, I have completed the task you gave me. There is no trace of the Martyr anywhere in the logbooks of my ship. This ship is ancient and has traveled everywhere in the sector, and still, nothing.
I suspected as much. It was worth a try.
I wish I had the treasured logbook of my rogue trader clan. It has been in the possession of my family since my ancestor received the warrant of trade.
What happened to that logbook?
It has disappeared when the Inquisitorial Purge destroyed the clan headquarters.
It is indeed quite unfortunate.
Yeah. Sure. What do we have here? Corpse. Final report, Garrison Commander Kazov. Last defensive perimeter collapsed. Loss of the base is imminent. Lord Commissar Baron has fallen. I took command of the remaining forces in the Librarium as the ranking officer. The Astropath Quarter is confirmed as lost. I ordered Bravo Squad to retreat with the survivors, but their chances, considering the hostile activity in the Void Dock, are minimal. As of this moment, Tempestus Garrison St. Abelard has ceased to function as a fighting entity. I shall follow the standard Exodus protocol the Emperor protects. Note 1. Engine Seer finally managed to identify the source of the initial chaos. Invasive scrap code debilitated the machine spirit, cut our communication and destroyed the primary data vault. Secondary data vault is partially salvageable. Tech Priest managed to online a firewall litany before total data loss. His words. Abelard! Yeah, that's the station we're on, Bathwater. According to the Lord Commissar Baron, the primary objective of the attack was very specific. To capture the St. Abelard Astropathic Choir and block the Chernobog telepathic duct. Is there a connection to recent outbreaks? Such elaborate tools and coordination are way beyond the capabilities of simple heretic cells. This attack may be part of a greater operation. Further investigation advised.
Remarkable. A soul-bound warp creature protects the chest. Most remarkable. Back to the abyss, creature. I wonder why this chest was so heavily protected.
Oh, that's why. It was full of stuff. Why was it so protected? Oh shit, it's full of stuff. Named after St. Abelard for his heroic deeds in the Rogue Trader service, blessed be him name. I will accept no debate on this. I mean, if you'll accept no debate, I can't say anything then. Do-do-do. Energy shield for generating shields. Damage reduction when suppression says protected. Bonus loot quality. Hell yeah. And there's my energy shield, too. Yay! Not what I meant to do. Just used a healing item. Those are quite limited in this game. No teleporting for you shits. Never even seen this many Ogryn, let alone Plague Ogryn. There must just not be Ogryn in the Coronis Expanse. How'd that happen? Let me see. Ah. There's the map button. Could I have gone left up there? I guess I could have. Oh, hey, a bomb. Glad I wasn't standing on it when it went off. But I did detonate it myself, so... Yeah, I guess I can go this way.
Inquisitor, our Arga readings have suddenly spiked to alarming levels. You've reached the center of the Chaos infestation. Stay alert.
Noted. I got a shrine over here. Inferno Shrine. That probably does something. Yeah.
You're in the archives, Inquisitor. Try to find a cogitator that can grant you access to the data vaults.
That was the plan, yes. Biomantic sword. Let's see. Force Smite, single target. Chain bio-lightning discharge that hits up to 5 more enemies within 5 meters. Yeah, I think I'd prefer that over what I got on now. What is this bolt pistol? Nah. Chance to add physical vulnerability on physical damage dealt. Movement speed and exposed state. No. Bonus for AoE skills, bonus loot quality. No. Or resist, warp heats, damage bonus for combo, skills. Chance to reset inoculator cooldown on kills, suppression damage reduction. It's a lot more max suppression.
This is the central cogitator of the station. If this Magus biologist tried to send a report to her superiors, it must be logged here. This is the central cogitator of the station.
Decrypted message. This is Met Aura the Emma. Recording my mess for astropathic transmission. My what is finished here. I have lost 14 teams to this fascinating malady, which supplied me with valuable subjects that made the identification of the pathogen possible. The infection is undeniably Empyrean in origin, and my research indicates that it must have been transferred via one of the incoming cargo vessels. I have narrowed down the possible source to 3 worlds and a subsector. I will hit all 3 to locate the source of the the Omnissiah.
I missed the Magus biologist on the station. I logged the 3 potential destinations where I could find her. I hope she's worth all this trouble.
Fucking better be. Go teleport. Increased warp attunement. Increased chance for beneficial warp anomalies. Fiery form. And a passive skill point. Let's see. Saving Caius Thorn. Yeah, that's just explaining what I already did. Oop, nope, not random missions. Psychic debuffs. Armor breaking, vulnerability, stun, critical hit chance, warp resist, energy shield gain on hit. Crit chance I could put on my buff that I use. I only use the one. Knit flesh could also be useful. Let's see. Restoration 50%, meh. Effectiveness 65% rather than 55, meh. Lesser warp heat cost could be fine. Cooldown reduction. I didn't apply that boost, whoopsies. Let's see. Aura with 10-meter radius affects the caster and friendly heroes, don't need that. Max HP regeneration when the blessing is active could be cool. Suppressive regeneration when it's active, not as cool. Supreme warp resistance when the blessing is active, meh. Movement speed, okay. Base damage when it's active. Meh. I guess you can't get crit chance on it, so for the best I didn't try to do that. Reserve less warp heat. which should allow me to have now both of these active without going into overheat.
Who are you, Thorn? You and your mysterious storm watchers? We will make you whole again. I have questions for you.
I have a question for you. Travel through the Caligari sector. Special locations spawn unique missions, trading options, and NPCs. Reach level 8, you should check back to Merciful Agony. Chernobog system, find numerous new options unlocked. Star map is where you can navigate through the game world and accept missions. I am level 8. Let's see about that Chernobog thing. Merciful Agony. Need you to clarify a reason for your bit. Come to my knowledge, you might require the assistance of the Inquisition. Security breach in Ward 8, where subject number 9 was undergoing preventative amputation. Subject 9 is an agent returning with a shard of unknown substance buried in his flesh. Power surge cut all connections while sensors indicated the appearance of warp entities. The area's been sealed off since then. I'll deal with this.
Maim the heretic. Slay the treacherous Xenos.
Hi, Caius.
Banish the fork-tongued demon spawn.
You're here early. Oh, the word bearers. My mistake. We're dealing with non-Nurgles here all the time. And here I was, thinking the Nurgle's the only one I'm gonna deal with. He's the most memorable visually of the ones you'll fight, but looks like some Core Knights are here too. How many Inquisitors do you know that can casually 1v1 fucking Chaos Marines? Wait, the Word Bearers. Are they Core Knight? I don't think they are, the more I think about it. They wear red, and that makes me think Khorne every time, but... I'll be the first to admit, I don't know the Adeptus chapters all that well. Because honestly, the Adeptus Astartes aren't my favorite faction even within the Imperium. And the Chaos Marines don't interest me that much at all. I know those are the biggest moneymakers they have, all the different Space Marine legions and chapters and stuff. I don't care. If I had to pick a favorite, I'd say the salamanders. All sorts of random crap. Alright, just a bit left. We'll almost purge the heretics and the demons and all that such nonsense.
The battle is swinging our way. One last push and the victory is ours.
Yeah, just explode into balls of fire.
Today is a good day.
You're a good day. Showed him. Stun grenade, force point, telekine dome, passive skill point. Keep pressing the wrong button. Oh, I did apply it, I just shouldn't have. Da-da-da. Yeah, saving Caius Thorn, I'm familiar. Actually high enough. Nah, normal. Nah. Follow the coordinates to one of the possible locations where Metrodora Thelema could be pursuing her research on the source of the epidemic that devastated the St. Abelard Monastery. Area is teeming with hostiles, but our sensors indicate the presence of a small Imperial settlement in the wilderness. Can enter the zone and locate the Magos Biologus. You'll try. You will try. And look at that shit. That looks pretty damn heretical already. I mean, look at that, like, friggin' totem thing. Smite the heathen gods.
Inquisitor, according to the coordinates you found, this area is one of the potential locations where your Magos Biologus could be.
Thank you for stating the obvious, Van Winter.
Company.
It's nice when the heretics make themselves obvious. Final Baldur's Gate 3 update is out today. Yeah, I saw. The reason I've never streamed it is because I've played that game to death by myself, and if I were to stream it, I'd want to play it with friends. I've tried to get that going, but most of my non-streamer friends are too busy to commit to that, and my streamer friends have already played it themselves. So, and don't really want to stream it. You a friend? I'd play with you, Bathwater. But I'd like to get at least... I'd like to get some people in there for it. See just how many I could get. That also raises the question of if you'd even be comfortable talking on stream. Because you don't even get into voice chat when we watch Star Wars. You could totally shoot them from up here. You've talked on Relic stream before? That's something. Yeah, follow these
Inquisitor,
red flares to get around.
We received a distress call from a rogue trader in orbit. His transport crew on the ground was attacked by hostiles while moving important supply rates to the local administratum cloisters. They humbly ask you to secure the cargo before the cultists return for the goods.
Yeah, I get a look at that. Wow, that's far away. You're dumb and unnecessarily shy around people you don't know, or you're not familiar with like Quilla and the rest. I suppose I can understand that. You ever get it going, you'll join me? Alright. I'll keep that in mind. Pyrokinetic staff. I imagine fire is involved. Maybe the malevolent warmonger who thinks industrialization is the future.
You cannot hurt me.
Bathwater, it doesn't count as role-playing if you're doing things you already do in real life.
I've found
The old world will burn in the fires of industry. The forest
We'll
will fall.
remove the cargo from the area, but it will take some time. The sensors located several cultist troops approaching your location. Get ready to defend the supplies.
I've been ready. We'll drive the machine of war with the sword and the spear and iron fist of mankind. Maybe you're a bad person? I didn't say anything like that. Oh, cool. I found an orbital strike lying in the dumpster. Time for an orbital strike. Now, 40,000 hammers sounds like a lot. No wonder people think it's cool. It is quite a lot of hammers. When Jimmy Space found all those hammers, no one knew what he was gonna do with them. But then he did, and now we call him the God Emperor of Man, because he just had that many hammers. And what were you gonna do? Try to fight him? Did you see how many hammers he had?
cultist threat exterminated. The cargo is safe.
Praise the Emperor. We'll take over
Praise
from here and
Jimmy
get them to the
Space.
rogue trader. You can proceed with your mission, Inquisitor.
Yeah, that's why they're called Space Marines, by the way. They're not Marines in space, they're the Marines of Jimmy Space. He invented them, therefore that's what they're called. All hail Jimmy Space. I mean, it's not generally what he's called anymore, but, you know, you won't get in trouble or anything for calling him that. If you're at all familiar with Warhammer Fantasy, I think in that game he's called the Great Horned Rat. They're basically the same guy. You guys suck as being psychers. I'm way more psychic than you. Keep those buffs going. I know I'm going away from my target, but I want to kill stuff. It's fun. It's the whole point of the game. Purging the demons and the heretics. And now loop back around to here. Alright, let's go the straightest direction. Just walking across ice sheets. Never mind the tanks that are buried in the ice, don't question that.
Captain, Metrodora Thelema is definitely not here.
Damn it.
That's quite unfortunate, Inquisitor.
At least I've eliminated the local threat. So this whole journey hasn't been a complete waste.
At least I got to kill
We have
the
two
forces
other
of
sets
chaos.
of coordinates. Maybe you'll find her on the next world.
Could be. Very sad Blue Lock chapter today. I don't read Blue Lock. Sports stories in general, I'm just never present for those, you know? Though weirdly enough, Beyblade is technically considered a sports anime, which I guess that counts. I can't argue that it doesn't. Fan favorite character is dead? What the hell is happening in that series? AKA he had to leave. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. Inferno pistol. Kill 1,000 enemies with non-psyker weapons. Psyker only. Psi enhanced warfare. 250 enemies in medium range with a ranged weapon. Close quarters gunnery. I have level 1 influence. Let's put more powers up in this thing. Could probably get the HP regen thing. The reason people say not a ball in sight because the nonsense goes deep. One guy is made of puzzle pieces. Fucking excuse me? I really need cooldown reduction is the thing. Come on, if I can just... Cooldown recovery rate equal to your missing HP. Meh. Other guy is glass, but specifically a screen. What? Different dude can black flash. That's pretty cool. Close quarters gunnery. And then, shockwave, heat dot skills. I don't use dots. Is your favorite? I saw there was this one character that is like semi-frequently placed in the same slot as like some of the most vile anime antagonists. And I'm just like, what the hell is this guy doing to cause that? Premium critical hit chance. Critical hit strength against slow shot. Damage bonus. Less loot quality, but meh. Ooh, honestly. Just to get this, reload time. Probably look at some of my other inventory, though. It's all just visual metaphors, they're just normal people playing soccer. I should hope so. In my head, blue should be better than green, you know? Ooh, max energy shield. Heat resist. I'll take that. The over-exaggeration is really fun. Alright, okay. I can definitely appreciate that in a fandom of any kind, frankly. We're just fucking lying to people not part of it. It's pretty funny. You're talking about the series is absurdly wild. Oh. It can be both, though. I meant maybe about, you know, the guy I mentioned before. Chance to release a Thunderbolt of Authority on hit. Ah, yeah, that's what that Thunderbolt's been. That makes sense. You know, like JoJo, everything we say does happen in the show. See, I am a JoJo fan. Which, good day for me. Part 7, which is my favorite part, finally got announced. Didn't expect it to be as soon as it was. You like Part 6? That's a rather unpopular opinion. I'm not gonna say it's wrong by any means, don't get me wrong. But usually that's not what people will name as one of their favorites, you know? Auto pistol. I want that more than a bolt pistol. That's the question, isn't it? Part 7's my favorite for... You know, I know there's an obvious reason looking at me should hint you to why it's my favorite, if you know what Part 7 is about. And I won't deny, I grew up around horses also. That's another part of it. But, I just really like Johnny as a character. I love the Wild West as a setting. It's just kind of the perfect storm of things that appeal to me. Johnny is just amazing? Yeah, Johnny is my favorite JoJo.
Inquisitor, this is the second location where Omega's Biologus could be. Unfortunately, the area is swarming with hostiles.
Tell me something I don't know. When do we go anywhere and it's not swarming with hostiles? Hostiles, whatever. Good adventures go left, so we're turning around. Treasure. Money and reagents and fragments and such. Starting to think I'm pressing the wrong reload button. Might explain why my damage is wrong sometimes. No?
If I can't silence the alarm,
Game with manual
I'll face some
reloading, but
serious
R reloads
resistance.
the whole game.
Not that I'm complaining. And it's gone. Now, where was I?
Let's see here. No, X is reload weapon. Just a weird thing where if you double tap, it unloads what you just reloaded. That's odd. Never mind, I don't need ammo. This is how it friggin' feels. Apostle of Nurgle. Yeah, like, look. Reload. Ah, nice and reloaded. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want bullets. Damn it, I need bullets. That's weird. You cut that out. Setting off your dang traps. With me. Oh, quit being creepy over there. You're just standing in this little circle jerk of psychic nonsense. Keep my buffs active.
By the Emperor.
Ah, I knew there was
demon
something I
bound to
missed.
the chest. Begone, demon. Let's see what was so important in the chest.
Ah, loud. You know, like a ton of sound effects go off at once.
Inquisitor, we have noticed some strange organic outgrowths that generate intense warp activity.
These
You don't say.
are a creation of Nurgle. Some of his demons are able to access the real space through these hives. I shall
Almost there, Inquisitor. There is one ugly boil left in the area.
Missed one somewhere? Ah, I guess I just barely did. Alright, let's go pick it up. By pick it up, I mean purge it in holy fire. Sure enough, there it is. Come on, you pustule bastard.
destroyed the other pustule of Nurgle. No more sick protrusions into our world in this area.
There we go. Now I can leave. With a clear conscience. Round and round and round we go. Where we stop, the Emperor knows. Oh yeah, something that, might be of interest to my stream specifically, considering what I was up to, not too long ago. So remember how, partially because of the rumors, I paused my Elder Scrolls kind of marathon? Well, someone just on Reddit leaked that the Oblivion remaster is completely real. And it's probably going to be announced very soon.
By the Emperor, these tech priests and their elusive ways. Do you copy, Captain? The Magus biologist is not here.
I'm really sorry, Inquisitor. We'll travel to the last set of
I'm
coordinates
really sorry.
The Lost Fortress Monastery
Remaster? I mean, it's a full
She can help
remaster.
my investigation. For her sake.
Oblivion is perfect as is. Oblivion kind of runs worse than Morrowind does, is the problem. On modern computers, it crashes so fucking much. Unlocked item type, personal void shield. Inoculator component, rejuvenator. Psychic power, spontaneous combustion. Passive skill point. All cool. Yeah, seems fine to you. Which one you never played in Oblivion? It's the Elder Scrolls 4. The Oblivion. Which site's probably good for my character specifically? Forgot to power up my psychic powers. Yeah, more damage bonus on it. I guess more of that. It was the one I stopped at because there was a rumor they were going to release it. And even if that rumor was untrue, I was going to wait until the fan remake of it using the Creation engine would come out, which was Sky Oblivion, which is Oblivion remade in Skyrim. Ooh. New bolt pistol. Damage bonus. Still got that Thunderbolt of Authority on hit chance, which actually a higher one. Heck yeah. Your experience gain's pretty good. Valuable information about a special mission with high risk and high reward. Let's go check it out. Let's see, an assassination mission. Armored elements of a rebel force are causing death and destruction in the area. Deep Auspex scans have pinpointed multiple targets, possibly tainted by an unknown power. The elimination of these threats shall be handled by the Holy Ordo. Engage and exterminate. It shall be done.
Priority targets identified in
Oh, hello person I haven't added to my retinue yet.
Decoded Vox transmissions and Augur scans indicate high importance and limited combat capabilities. Neutralizing the targets offers significant long-term benefits.
Rebel Ogren. Yeah. Here. Nothing seems to have gone wrong. Did putting power on those actually decrease or increase their warp costs somehow?
Repent.
Off with your head.
Target deletion complete.
Paint a barrel red and throw it at someone so it's faster and explosive. I'm not an orc. That won't work for me. That would definitely work if an orc did it, though. Or if there were enough orcs nearby. Level up.
Recoil, unclean.
I'm not even gonna let you finish that heretical sentence.
Die, heretic.
If Reagan Arataka meant an orc, he would be an unstoppable salesman.
Repent.
Nah. If you spell orc with a K, it becomes true. Troll. No, it's still an orc.
Undesired variable removed.
Now you are gone.
Pick up a medical resupply. Orc? I don't know, 40k. Yeah, orc is just spelled with a K. I was just being pedantic for genuinely no reason there. Dead. Oh, the funny. But I'm okay. Only allowed to die 3 times in a mission, though, so I'm not that okay.
Die, heretic.
Ooh, vey. You weren't lying when they called this an extra difficult mission.
Witness my power.
Ah! Whoa, Jesus! The Ogrins hit hard and these guys chased me.
Once more, Inquisitor, my calculations give you some chance of success for this one last try.
Oh, shut up, spoiler person. Get me off of this.
Die, heretic.
Yep, being heretical. The Bulgrin. Yep. Ain't gonna be standing there when you do that shit. now.
Repent.
Okay, so these guys are friggin' strong. It's almost like they have damage buffs or something. I wonder how that happened. Fire as many bullets as I have to, as long as one of them kills your ass. There we go. Witness me. Blah. A purple force sword, nice. Maybe. Could be crap. None of a fuck. Okay, don't bother with cover. Eat shit. Witness me. Yeah, well, witness this, war boy doing a dunk.
I slay in thy name.
Yeah.
Witness the glory of the Emperor.
Jesus. There we go.
Only combat efficiency at critical level. No further actions needed. The machine god is pleased. End of...
Some of the stuff I found, you know? If you should spawn every time you say his name. Feel like that'd be a bit of a bother to him. Hello, my children. Maybe my eye implant changed my max warp? Voodoo do 3% dodge, hell yeah. Salute quality. Heck yeah.
Log.
Let's get out of here. Fabricus Scatterfield. Skill tree, Hospitaller Curia Doctrines. Technosom survival rights from the Order, Hospitaller Sisters of the Adeptus Sororitas. Long-range AoE attack. Passive skill. Telekinetic Rod. Bonus damage for Psyker powers. Lose 0.75% of this bonus for each 1% of Warp Heat. Molten Beam. Skill point. Rewards for the Holy Ordos. Got a purple Signum. Inoculator cap, inoculator cooldown, cooldown reduction for skills that generate warp heat. I don't really need that. HP gained per warp heat gained could be useful. Lose warp heat on an... Oh, this to just have more warp heat could also be nice. I could have a third passive up without the thing, or even have an active one up. Kill 50 commander enemies. Working on that part. Could get crit chance, but honestly, better at killing stuff, because I still use single target. Hang on, let me actually look at this thing. Yeah, let me buy that back. That'll help. They do reserve more warp heat now. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it doesn't say that it increases the warp heat cost. These are percentage-based, so upping my max won't help. Back to saving Caius Thorn. He's a Caius Thorn in my ass.
Inquisitor, I know you're getting impatient, but at least your search is drawing to a close. This is the last location where your Magos Biologus could be. We detected a large number of Chaos hostiles. She really has a knack of finding peaceful research spots, doesn't she?
You don't say.
Inquisitor, the rebellious forces of the Astra Militarium have taken over the area, and they're fighting with the loyal Imperial Guards. The rebels have surrounded the colony where the Magos Biologus might be holed up, and their mortars attack the Imperial fort with artillery fire.
I've just walked straight into a war, haven't I?
It seems like it.
I'll
God
take care
fucking
of the
damn
rebel
it.
mortars first.
Everywhere I go, it's just death, death, death. No one's ever just doing fine when I drop by. What is this, the Warhammer 40K univ- Oh.
The Imperial Navy has launched Marauder bombers as a counterattack. They will bomb the entire area. Find cover.
They sure are. Masses better stop firing at me. I swear to God. Swear to God, Emperor, even.
The Marauder bombers have retreated. You are safe to proceed.
Safe is a strong word for anywhere in the entire galaxy, frankly.
Teleport beacon in range.
Come on, you bastard. Down.
I've deactivated the first mortar. How do you dare to turn our weapons against us?
You can use teleport beacons to get backwards faster.
Take this, cowards!
There we go. Alright, off you go.
Second mortar deactivated. That will teach a lesson to this rabble.
Not really saving your planet when you're mortaring the one you're on, you know? The general rule, mortars tend to fuck up stuff. Let's leave it a barren fucking wasteland for whoever you think you're fighting for.
I spoke too soon, Inquisitor. The Marauder bombers are launching a second wave of bombardment.
You've gotta be fucking kidding me.
Another corpse to loot. The Imperial.
Oh dear. Come on, turn this stupid thing off.
The last mortar is down. Try to move against the Imperial Guard now, rebels.
Good work. The rebels won't be able to launch artillery fire for a while.
You.
This is an Adeptus Mechanicus quarantine zone, Inquisitor.
The Marauder bombers have retreated again. This time, they are leaving the area for good.
Okay,
The next time
Van
there's an
Winter.
aerial strike, I want to coordinate first with the Imperial Navy.
Okay, that somehow stole the cutscene. I wasn't expecting that to happen. That was a weird I've never seen that happen before, I don't think. Extra perk slot. Neurophene. Psychic Power Inferno. Passive skill point. Saving Caius Thorn. Yeah. Ooh, more peat cost down. That's nice. What's
I
up?
need an update on the Space Marine. How is he?
First, you need to know that each Space Marine has an artificial organ called the Sus-An membrane. It allows them to enter a state of suspended animation if they're lethally injured. I'm bringing him back slowly. Meanwhile, I have already completed the sanctified surgical rites and supplied this man with bionic and mechanical implants.
Stein, talk to him.
You can talk to me, Inquisitor. I can't promise to answer all your questions, though.
Ah,
First of all,
you're awake.
who are you?
Who are the Storm Watchers?
With all due respect, I can't go into any classified details. You need to get the necessary clearance level first, but I can tell you this much. We are the Chamber Militant of the Conclave. We have been working for the
I can't tell you,
of the
but I'm gonna tell you anyway.
For a very long time, in secret.
Do you always work for untrustworthy inquisitors like Klosterheim?
Klosterheim left me on the Martyr to die a useless death. Do I feel furious? By the Emperor, yes. But no, I don't think he is a heretic, if that is what you're implying.
Do you have any ideas? Where could he be now?
I am certain he is still on the Martyr. He is seeking something there, but I have no idea where the ship went.
How did you find the Martyr in the first place?
Klosterheim has ties to a mysterious sect of tech priests called the Requisitioners. They are the experts on the supposed tech relics of Uther Tiberius, the leader of the Martyr. They helped him to find the wreck. They have a research sanctum on Cardian 2 in the Chernobyl system.
Well, that's a lead, of sorts. They might help me find the monastery again.
Could be. New clue. Learn that Caius Thorne is a sergeant of the Storm... Yeah. I don't know why I bothered reading those. I know that already. Hunt for the Martyr. Rebel Guard. Acting on the information received by Caius Thorne, I'm approaching the research sanctum of a marginal Adeptus Mechanicus artificer sect specializing in archaeotech artifacts, more specifically in relics with supposed ties to Uther Tiberius, the mythical leader of the Martyr. Research sanctum is not responding to our calls. So, in we go.
My assumptions were correct. The research sanctum has been attacked. I see signs of a recent struggle. I found the corrupted insignia of the Imperial Guard on the corpses. Deserters and heretics, that's for sure.
And what were they doing there, looting a tech priest base?
They must be either extremely reckless or very determined. I'll find out soon enough.
Shouldn't rule out the possibility of both. They have so many eradicators. No traps. Traps are banned in the Imperium, except when used against the Imperium's enemies. But if you use it on us, it's a war crime.
What is this research sanctum exactly, Inquisitor?
It belongs to one of the specialist divisions of the Adeptus Mechanicus, studying ancient artifacts.
It surely has nothing to do with the whole complex being weirdly abandoned.
Careful, Captain. You're being sarcastic again.
Careful, Captain. By opening it up here, I can get a sense of distances as well. Oh, bleh. He exploded. Must neurotically explore entire map. Will go insane if I don't when it's an enclosed space like this.
Inquisitor, you have visitors. They seem to target the cogitator.
Then I will do my best to protect it.
Stay away from my cogitator. I found it first.
Is it over? Has the cogitator survived the encounter?
So,
Yeah, it wasn't that
evidence in my
difficult.
investigation, after all.
Oh, I have to actually check it. Glad I... Or, no, I don't. The more I'm playing this, the more I'm realizing I'm like never using the sword. So I think a little burst thing I can use be a bit better.
Do you have any idea how these tech priests could have helped Lord Klosterheim?
The Martyr is probably another ancient relic of the past. If anyone knows anything about that ship, I'll find it.
How are you planning to proceed if they're all dead?
Their orders. If they have found anything useful, it'll be here.
You missed. There's also a very limited number of abilities I can really get to buff it.
I hope the filtering bionics won't fail. Free again. Violence.
Plus, this is a decent way to take out hordes, which my bolt pistol struggles to do. But this thing, because it's an AoE, it can deal with them. As much as sword and gun looks cool, I wanted to do double gun, but you can't as a psyker for reasons that are incomprehensible.
Inquisitor, the hostiles are wreaking havoc on the corridors.
Don't worry. I'll make sure they don't destroy this cogitator.
Doo-doo, ba-doo-doo-doo, blow 'em all to hell. Set those off. Horse race tests account put 2 of the worst performing horses in purgatory. I think I might need some context on what the hell you just said.
Inquisitor, another wave is approaching.
I'll make sure the cogitator survives this engagement.
Incoming message unknown. Colonel Anderson. You must be surprised to see this name again, but I have no time to waste on diplomatic pleasantries. I'm aware of your background, including your strange disappearance from the ranks of the Astra Militarum and the tragic death of Commissar Geschke. Under normal circumstances, my approach would be different, but right now I need your services. My agents informed me about your connection to the Requisitional Expedition. I had dealings with them in the past, but recently our relationship reached a breaking point. That's why your beasts need to step in. My orders: destroy the Adeptus Mechanicus presence on the Cardian 2. Leave no survivors and take no prisoners. Erase the data vaults. Senior agent of mine will accompany your men to assess the tech relics on the base. That's non-negotiable. I'll compensate you later for any possible friction. Once finished, leave a token force behind to take care of any visitors. The expedition has other minor suppliers, and you don't need any loose ends. No wanton destruction of any machinery. These tech priests are more or less outcasts, but their machines are sacred. Avoid tech barbarism unless you want serious fallout from the Adeptus Mechanicus. An interrogator will visit you shortly with detailed information. Should you fail to comply with my orders, the Commissariat will learn everything about your recent endeavors. If my messenger is harmed, I will personally torture you to death. Nothing personal, but my authority needs to be respected even by self-righteous outlaws like you. I'll attach the coordinates of the location where you have to deliver the hostage. Best regards, Inquisitor Klosterheim. P.S. I attached my binary rosette if you still have doubts about my identity. Use it wisely, or even better, don't use it all unless absolutely crucial. Guy1 Twitter runs an account that has digital horses that look like Among Us, as the 2 worst performing horses are having a 1v1 that just taking so long the guy just started a different race without the 2.
The plot thickens, Captain.
You know, I really don't like the way you said that.
These former Imperial Guards were working for the tech priests until recently. Then they were hired by a new patron to take out this facility.
Considering that we're grasping for leads on a mythical ship that shouldn't even exist, this is not disturbing. At all. So what next?
Well, this infiltration team must have a commander. I'll hunt him down and ask him some questions. I'm sure he'll be willing to cooperate.
And we need those tech priests alive, if they are still alive.
At least one of them should be alive. The instructions I found were very specific.
Good as this is a force rod ability, it doesn't actually take any heat. In fact, it removes some heat if you have any. So I might replace the armor reducer with an actual attack of some kind. Or maybe a temporary buff that doesn't involve, doing heat, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, reserving heat, that's the word. Pyrokinetic staff. I'll get that clue in a sec. Let me grab all this first. Ooh, treasure over here, too. So he runs these horse races, and he has them as Among Us characters, and the worst... I can't understand this. I'm too old. For officers only. Listen up, beasts. Our business with the Cog Lovers has been very profitable, but it's time to move on. We have a more powerful patron now, and he wants these freaks dead. Orders are orders. I'll keep an eye on everything here on Charkov while you take care of business in the Sanctum. Feel free to whine about the need for secrecy and all. The horses look funny? Fair enough. We all know how much you love to chatter. We don't need that. 1. Study, memorize, and burn the plan I sent you. Follow it to the last letter. We only have one shot. The Cog Lovers have some impressive gear. 2. We need all of them dead, no survivors, except one lucky joker who will work for us from now on. Cut off its limbs if you have to, I don't care. Just bring me a breathing tech priest. Once again, tech priest. No servitors or I will be very disappointed. 3. Probably you aren't too happy about our guest. Neither am I. Deal with it. He's our contact to the new patron. Do what he says. 4. Don't leave any bodies behind, and definitely don't leave their bodies behind. Those implants fetch a high price. Don't touch, don't tinker with machines unless it's absolutely necessary. 5. Switch off every cogitator, vox, or apparatus. Hope I don't need to explain who and what we're messing with. That's why I'm writing on a scroll like an ecclesiarchy scribe. 6. There will be losses. Take it like a man. You'll get the share of your fallen comrades. First round is on me when you get back. If things go sideways, don't return to the station. Use the safe base as a staging point.
Mission accomplished. I found the commander of the infiltrators.
And is he ready to cooperate?
I'm sure he would love to assist the Inquisition, if he were still alive.
I'm afraid we have different definitions of success.
Quite the contrary, Captain. I have found crucial information. First of all, I know where they took their tech priest hostage. Secondly, now I have proof that it was Lord Klosterheim who personally ordered the hit on these requisitioners.
That's insane. Has he fallen to the ruinous powers?
It is a possibility, but I reserve judgment. Inquisitors sometimes need to use radical solutions for the sake of the Imperium. But it's true. It doesn't look good.
Out we go. Skull teleportation. Unlocked item type Ether Blade. Force point. Assail. Long-range attack deals kinetic damage in a 2-meter wide streak and destroys cover. And a passive skill point. Deflector Shield. Mind Fortress. Bonus for channeled skills. Death Augury. Protective word that on taking lethal damage prevents death and heals the character 50% HP and 50% suppression. And passive skill point. Deal a boatload of range damage. Unlock Scion Sniper Training. Skill tree. Mission at level 15 or higher. Got an attribute point. Let's see. Nah. Hey, I have this empty slot. Bonus damage to weapon skills per point of current warp heat. That's actually useful. Especially if my warp heat stays decently high, but not insanely. How does this warp rod compare? More damage, bonus loot quality.
Your
What's
space
up?
marine is functional, Inquisitor, but barely.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
That's absurd. For the time being, he needs constant medical supervision.
I'll talk to the master chirurgeon of the ship.
No, I'll stay on board. You evidently need a genius to work with your inferior equipment.
The Emperor's
You're
blessing
lucky
be
you're
upon me.
right.
I must get out of here and fight.
Yeah, skill points. You know, it says I unlocked a new skill tree, but it's not here, so I'm left to assume I unlocked it, and I'm not allowed to use it still. I really need to avoid generating warp heat. Range damage bonus for single target. Take that. Van Winter.
What will be our next step?
People are joking they got turned into glue.
Acquisitional expedition is the
Yeah, that's the
prisoner of
basic horse joke.
terrorists. This tech priest is my only lead.
These deserters have managed to evade Imperial retribution for quite some time. How will we find them?
The beast seemed to have strong ties to a pirate clan in the system. I should pay these rascals a visit. Who knows?
These rascals, with all their raping and pillaging, just so rascally. Rascally rabbits. Void pirates. Intel indicates the feral beasts have strong ties to a pirate clan native to the system. Cogitators on their vessel should contain useful information. What is the origin of that joke? That glue is made from horses? Because that's where... Well, it's not as much anymore. I think it's more made from cows nowadays, because those are a lot easier to farm, but... In the olden days, the easiest way to do it was just horses, and... The joke was, if your horse had a bum leg, which essentially meant it was going to die, then... Well, you sent it off to the glue factory to maintain at least some value from it. Right, fine, I'll do this. Which ignores cover.
For the rebellion! I will rip your mind into shreds.
Aw, poor little unsanctioned psyker, you exploded. How could that have happened?
This machine does.
Die, heretic!
I spit on your die, heretic.
You'll never take me! The Inquisitor must die!
For those of you who don't know 40K lore, this is 100% not a normal thing for an Inquisitor to do. Just go into a highly fortified place completely alone and wreck it by himself. Not normal. We did also defeat a Hellbrute earlier, which, again, that's not something a person does. That's something an entire army, or maybe a boatload of artillery managed to do. A singular person, even a psyker, ain't doing that. He's built different. It's specifically this guy only. Yeah, no, that's exactly what we're getting at. This is probably the most powerful person in the Imperium who isn't, the most powerful person in the Imperium who is not one of the Primarchs. Because Primarchs can do that shit. But it's real bet his name is Kevin. This one specifically might be named Abelard. Because he shares his voice actor with the guy with Abelard from another Warhammer 40K game. Which I'm also streaming. What about the titular rogue trader? Here's the thing. They need their entire team to fight one Chaos Space Marine. Hellbrutes... I feel like a Hellbrute is still out of the question for the Rogue Trader, even with their full retinue going.
Kill the heretic! Kill the heretic!
Now, with enough health and debuffs, I think our retinue might pull off one win, but... Captain Titus? Or Titus? Titus pulls some shit off, I'm not gonna lie. He's probably one of the better Ultramarines, and he's also possibly heard the actual voice of the God Emperor just in his ear during one certain event. I tell you one guy, I can't remember his name. The protagonist of friggin' Bolt Gun. He's an insane motherfucker. He could do it. Caiaphas Cain? Caiaphas Cain is really good. He's great. But you gotta remember, his, like, most noteworthy combat feat is holding his own against a Chaos Marine. Now, he held his own in a 1v1. That was impressive. But he was just kind of purely playing defense to survive and escape. Because he knew what his limitations were. This could be useful. Build towards that. Just for the ability to gain some health off little guys.
Analyze the cogitated data you found. The beasts indeed rely on these pirates for weapon supplies and delivery runs.
Do we have anything to proceed with?
We do. We have the direct connection and a place of meeting. But we don't know the location of the gang's hideout.
Let us use some guile, then.
Gotrek and
Beast in the
Felix.
name of these pirates
I don't
is
know them off the top of my head. Unfortunately. I can't say. Sorry about that. The ambush. Oh, fantasy? Again, I don't know. I don't know fantasy. The Uberstank 4 could probably do it. Just with enough magic bullshit. Even like an equalize thing. You know someone who's stronger? Kevin. I'm actually curious what Aether Blades do. Aether Strike, long-range phasing attack. Ah, cool. How does this Warp Rod compare? Quite well, actually.
Who are you to stand against me?
Yeah. That is also the question of... Well, here's the thing. If I understand correctly, psychic power doesn't usually... Psychic power can be a one-shot on most things. I don't think it works on Hellbrutes that way, though. Because they're technically dead, but also not quite.
Remarkable. A soul-bound warp creature protects the chest. Most remarkable.
Give me the relic. That is what I told you to do. Of course, if you throw enough orcs at literally any problem, something will happen eventually. Will the orcs win? Maybe. It's not a guarantee, but something stupid will happen. Let's see. In a minute. Give me all the money. level up.
Kill the heretic!
Treasure. This is mine now. Please do explode on my command. Fabricate scatter field. Pressing wrong buttons over and over. Critical damage for Thunderbolt of Authority. Relic belt equipment. And warp damage bonus. HP on hit. Movement speed surrounded. Chance to shock on bleeding skill hit. Most of that's not my stuff, but I do have Thunderbolts of Authority, so. Enemies left 1. Ah, god damn it, they're all the way back there. Son of a fuck. Motherfucker. Shnamada. Shimnibada. Slurmanaboo. Yeah. Probably just some friggin' rebel ratling or something scurrying away. All the way over here. Oh, it's a Bulgrin. At least it wasn't something completely anticlimactic. Just mostly. No turning back. Reach level 20 on at least one character. Attribute point. Mind Rift 2. 90% damage bonus in unhinged warp heat state. If you want to really play with fire, you can make an unhinged build. Extra Psyker rune slot. Passive skill points.
Have the interrogation chamber prepared, Captain. I'd like to start questioning the captured beasts.
There's no need for that. A defector gave us everything without interrogation.
Have you verified the information?
Yes. We know the location of the beast's hideout, and we have confirmation about the captured tech priest.
Excellent. Assemble an infiltration team and send them in to extract the tech priest. I'll provide diversion by taking care of the main
I'll
forces.
take care of the main forces as a diversion. It's not a diversion if you win, sir. I'm aware. Not sure you are, sir. Ooh, I have this baby. Damage bonus in focus states. Found a purple one of these. I'm not too interested in it. This... bit of a... yeah. Ah, yes, skill points. And I don't need melee, but building towards getting this. Yeah, this would be pretty good too. Inferno pistols. Let's see here. Lair of the Beasts. Down you go.
Off with you!
I am fully sanctioned to keep doing this shit that I'm doing. What's up, Bathwater? Bros before hoes apply to strims. Well, I think we talked about what bros before hoes means. Is that if you care about them, then they're not a hoe, and therefore bros don't take priority. But if what you're trying to say is that your girl wants to go somewhere, and you can't stay for stream because of that, then go where I can't follow, my friend. You understand? You better. Besides, stream's probably only gonna be another half hour. You stayed for most of it.
For the Emperor. Now you are gone. For the Emperor.
Just come on in. Oh dear. You good?
I found him, Captain, but it's too late. The tech
You
priest is
getting
beyond-
loyal or very fondly in your final count of days?
Language module. From Cant Mechanicus to Gothic.
Ah, he was speaking binaric.
Proceed.
Thank the Emperor.
Like, oh, thank the...
I'll explain
praise
everything
be,
later.
I thought you were
Now,
fucking
let's get
insane.
out of here.
Here to bust you out, big guy. But yes, I'll remember you fondly, Bathwater.
I slay in thy name. Perish, hell.
Going down an artillery strike on my ass.
Loading.
Yeah. The time I'm glad I decided to switch off the sword. Come on. Get to the teleport bacon, you big dendrite weirdo. I'll take my own teleporter. Rosaria's force field. Mitigator for the inoculator. Remove all dot effects, gives dot immunity on use. Psychic power divine shot. First hit on each target deals 100% extra damage. That's pretty cool. Death dealer, deal X damage. Art of the Death Cult skill tree. Critical hits. We can finally start getting crit chance. Crit chance and crit strength, both great. Can actually start putting more stuff into ranged crit.
Captain, how is our new guest? I'd like to talk to him immediately.
The tech priest is being treated for injuries, although he doesn't seem to be concerned about the organic damage, as he puts it.
That's a tech priest, alright.
Their leader, Colonel Anderson, has slipped away with a small force.
I must commend Lord Klosterheim for recruiting highly effective assets. This Anderson is indeed a resilient and cunning man.
Mail. Extras. Oh yeah, I do have... And... oh yeah, Servo Commissar Skull. I tried to grind for this at one point, but I gave up eventually. God, look at this guy. He's got a friggin' cigar. Torch Skull. Cherub. Repentant Cherub. Herald Cherub. Monotask Servo Skull, you're okay. Yeah, you use points to get helmets and such. Yeah, the Circlet of Vainglory. Let's put on the Infinity Stones. Alright, I think we can do one more quest, probably. Rebel Guard. Survivors of the local feral beast gang active in the system, fled to a remote Arctic hideout, led by Colonel Anderson, where they're waiting for a void ship to rescue them. I cannot let them escape justice. I must eliminate the traitors and their leader. Man, they're just out here on the ice. Barbed wire fences. Okay, weird. This is an extermination mission. I should just be canvassing the place. You just imagine this stuff. You're this huge pirate gang, and one guy comes down. And he'll either wave his wand and kill your whole family, or shoot you with a 75 caliber pistol. That's what bolters are, by the way. They're 75 calibers. You're essentially shooting a can of Red Bull at them. Oh yeah, and they also explode. The only bolters that are bigger are just to fire bullets faster. Because otherwise, the bigger gun, the smaller gun would just shatter from trying. .75 caliber is 1.1 inches. Yes, and? They're still remarkably larger than a bullet should be. Obviously, the Red Bull comment was an exaggeration. look at a 50 cal. Yes, it's a big round, yeah. Look at a 50 cal. It's 50% bigger than that. Like, I know they have the, like... Ugh. Look at them all exploding. Yeah, there's a bolter pistol is what the Psyker uses. And it can fire, it can put them out kinda fast, but there's bolter rifles that can shoot them out real fast. There's the heavy bolter that's just absurd, because that's a minigun. It's an LMG, I should say. And that's putting out just so much bullet. There was an anti-aircraft gun in World War II that was a 75 caliber. It was called a Chicago Piano. Yeah. That is an anti-aircraft round loaded into a pistol that you're supposed to fire. The recoil alone should rip you in half. You shouldn't have an arm anymore if you try to fire one of these things. How does it work? Shut up about it, that's how. The caliber is under the sauce. Alright, listen here. As I mentioned, I think bolters are also high explosive rounds. So even if you survive the initial bullet in you, everyone in the Inquisition are modified super soldiers. At least partially, yeah, you do have implants. The Crusader is especially so, though. Because you start getting some of the Crusader actually gets some of the Adeptus Astartes augments open to them. Like, an extra heart is one of the things you can get. Yeah, the Space Marines have 2 hearts and 3 lungs, if I remember correctly. Along with some other completely new organs. Like the one that lets them temporarily die to avoid properly dying. You can get up to 3 meters tall? Yes. I think it's mainly the... There's a specific chapter that's slightly taller than the others. They can get that tall, and then the Adeptus Custodes, who are just Space Marines but better, are even taller than that. And then there's the Primarchs, who, there's very, very few of them. I think there were 21 originally. 2 of them, don't ask. A good chunk of them turned traitor, and the rest are either dead or missing. Except Gilliman. Gilliman recently got back up. And they're even taller than the Custodes. I think they can get up to 3.5 meters tall, or maybe even 4. Primarch, including Magnus, tend to be taller than average, around 3 meters in height. Okay, I put Primarchs in a completely different category than all the other Space Marines. I believe the Emperor has no official height, but he was even taller when he felt like being taller. Though, according to the handful of blanks who saw him, he looked like a normal guy. And blanks would have been immune to whatever glamour he tried to put on himself. So maybe the Emperor was actually shorter than his Primarchs, who knows? And when they say he looked normal, they might mean other than his towering height. I know they're... Are they even, like, canon anymore? The Sensei? I don't know if... there's, like, so little info on them, and they're rarely even mentioned at this point. The Sensei, if you don't know, were the Emperor's biological descendants. They're apparently completely invisible to warp entities, among other strange powers. The Emperor of Mankind was 14 feet. That would have been around 4 meters tall, yeah. Which is fucking tall. Like, probably the 2 tallest people you know could stand on each other's shoulders and still not be up to eye level with him tall. There we go. Exterminatus. You're 2 meters tall? You're pretty tall, though. I don't know what I am in meters. Maybe like 1.9, I think, when I checked it once. Psychic Boon, perk unlocked. Keen Fury. See about some of these perks I'm getting. Cooldown recovery speed for ranged skills with at least 1 second cooldown when fighting from cover. Useless, but I want to get to this crit chance here. 6'6" is 2 meters. And Bathwater's 6'2". You're like 6'2"? I don't know if you're telling me the truth, though, Bathwater, because I feel like you've told me a different thing before. I feel like this has come up in conversation before, and you were shorter than that then. Oh yeah, Omicron Arc.
I must find the Martyr, and I think you can help me.
Correct.
No, it's the truth.
I am a grade 5 techno-archaeologist, researching relics tied to the Martyr, and an archivist of the unverified existence of Uther Tiberius.
Did you help Klosterheim find the Martyr?
We supplied the Inquisitor with the artifact allegedly crafted by Uther Tiberius, codename Uther's Tarot. It is a psychoactive set of cards. I can grant you access to my scriptorium subroutines for...
You remember the exact measurement, but it's the low 6s. Fair enough.
Uther's Tarot,
I'm somewhere around there.
to the Martyr. How will this help me?
According to current research, Uther Tiberius gave sets of this tarot to his acolytes to enable communication through visions for the advancement of his grand plan.
And if I had another set of these mysterious artifacts, I could contact Klosterheim and find the Martyr, right?
Only one remaining set is known to exist. Location: Vault Zeta 11. Jurisdiction:
The Grey Knights were pretty tall as well. Yeah, I knew there was one chapter that there was a chapter of Space Marines that was slightly taller than the other chapters. And the Grey Knight, that sounds correct.
Your navigator as we speak.
I'm going to investigate the place. You stay on my ship until then.
Acknowledged. Triggering mind-cleansing psalms, type 3.43. Standing by.
What's up?
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I am Inquisitor Helena Goslar, and I have an assignment for you. I am aware that you are conducting a highly classified investigation for the Conclave at the moment, although I must admit I don't know any further details. To my utter amazement, my clearance was deemed insufficient to access your records. In
Yeah.
other words, I can't command you to
La la la
abandon
la la.
your main investigation, but the Conclave would appreciate if you could take another case.
I think
as
there's one of
well.
those
Travel
DLC
to the hive
quest
world of
setups.
Atheon Prime and look into the case of the mass disappearances that has baffled the Adeptus Arbitis. In case you are wondering why you are tasked with such a trivial issue, I want you to watch a highly confidential picked recording. It was made by an infiltrator of the Inquisition, and as you will see, it proves the existence
Grey
of
Knights
some
is the smallest
unholy
chapter.
machinations on Atheon
I
Prime.
don't. Yeah.
I must also add that this
Aren't they the
recording was
ones
made
who
30
have
standard
like
years
the
ago.
most
I
mech
hope I have
armor
your
though?
interest now, Inquisitor.
Yeah, they've got the larger
Emperor
mechs, and
protects.
they seem to like them more than the other chapters. Which might explain why there's so few of them. They only got so many mechs to pilot around. What have we here? Ugh. Oh. We got Chaos Marines. Demon Hunters, not Crusaders. Yeah. Let me see about some of those new things I got. A second duration for psychic power buffs. Not really necessary. Damage for channeled skills. Okay. Supreme critical hit chance and critical hit strength for 5 seconds on kill stacks up to 10 times. That's pretty good. Tell you what, this is probably a pretty good place to drop off. I think we just got... you know what? I think we have one last quest for Hunt for the Martyr. And then I can do the enemy below. Pretty sure both of these quests will scale with your character. So it shouldn't matter what order I do them in. Yeah, we'll call it here. It's time. So, I'm gonna stop the recording for YouTube here. As always, thank you so much for coming if you came. If you didn't come, you don't get a thank you. Bye-bye, YouTube.